point is, we don't believe they did it, and they weren't going to do it either. So there's two issues that we're looking at as strong. Now they're looking at, if we file this, chances are we'll tie it up long enough in court that we'll get rid of this president and that group of people. The new president coming in can change all this.
Remember the Walker Mountain fire?
I don't think I was here for that.
Many years ago, and I was sitting down here at Antlers Market, well, it used to be Antlers Market, watching them trying to figure out which road it was they needed to get up there. Decommission them. You can't get anywhere. And that mountain burnt and almost burnt down how many houses in the process, and how many weeks did it take them to put it down?
Again, that's my point. Is I'm not going to allow them to close these roads, but it's going to take a battle to do it. I'll share this with you. I don't know if you guys read the 13-page document that I wrote. I shared it with the Western State Sheriff's Association. As a result, they wrote a document. They gave it to the National Sheriff's Association. The National Sheriff's Association and the Western State Sheriff's Association already went to Washington. I haven't heard the outcome of that, but this is not over by a long shot. We just had a meeting last week with the sheriffs of Oregon. 36 counties, 31 sheriffs actually came to this one. It's the biggest turnout we've had for years. The majority of those sheriffs are supporting me. As a result of that, we're going to meet with the U.S. Attorney. She's new in office. Second. We're going to go up and have a meeting with her January 12th, and she invited the U.S. Forest Service, BLM, and probably some other people. We collectively are going as a group of us to this meeting to discuss these issues. We're not going to lay down and just roll over for them. We're going to demand they articulate where their authority comes from to do any of what they're doing, because we don't believe that they're doing it correctly. We think it's a sleight of hand, if you would. You know, if you read the document, I pointed out in there that Obama, I saw him on TV, you probably did too. He says, I'm going to circumvent Congress. Well, that's what they've been doing for many, many years. Not just this president, but a lot of them before him. And I think the reason they're doing it, or the mechanism they're using, it's called the War and Emergency Act.
Yes.
And I just got the document. I'm just now starting to read that. But since 1933, we've been under a declaration of emergency. And having said that, all the presidents all along have kept that in play so that they can circumvent Congress. Well, doggone it. You know, are we in an emergency? Well, they'll drag this out forever. I think it's up to the people to say enough is enough. Now, I want to say this to you. They've already put things in place. If you've read the executive orders from the president, and you just recently saw this, what was it, House Bill 1867 or something?
NDAA.
Okay.
NDAA.
What that does is they can take you and your family, relocate you. They can take absolutely every piece of property, private property that you have. They can take it. They can put you somewhere and indefinitely not give you time in court. Not, you know, they just take you away.
Habeas corpus is a thing of the past.
Exactly. My understanding is that you already initiated the FEMA camps to start standing up. Things are accelerating, folks. But what I don't want to see the people in this community do is to go radical. And I'm saying that because on the other side of the coin, they've already put things in place. And I just got a something signed by the president, and it was done in October, I think, September, October of 2010. And it's from the White House. And I got halfway through it the first night, it was turning my stomach. Your constitutional rights are gone. I mean, they're literally gone. And they're telling us that the U.S. Attorney is the chief law enforcement official for the region. The feds are going to run all the law enforcement under the guise and the fear tactics that it's terrorism. Well, that opened the door. And if you guys, I'll see to it that you get a copy of it, you can spread it around so everybody can read it. If you read it with a suspicious mind, an open mind even, you'll see areas that are very vague, and you'll see every once in a while something in there that a little bit of something says it can apply to you.
Is there any way possible, sir, that you might be able to make a copy of that and drop it here for us?
Yeah, sorry. I'll get you guys a copy of this. Now, I want to say this with a point of caution. I have not called the White House yet to find out if that's a legitimate document. Quite frankly, I can't believe any American that believes in the American way of living, for what we stand for, what we fought for, would dare put something like that in black and white.
Who's ever proved Obama was an American?
You can fit it into that, yes.
Is there a congressional law that requires them to get the mineral assay?
If I can speak back in there.
With this new NDAA being, when it finally gets passed into law, now you're saying this one in 2010, I vaguely remember that one. It's kind of like that Interpol Act that went in, where they determined you to be a belligerent and the wish to be off, essentially. And I know this becomes, talk about litigious, but these are very important. All these laws get placed, but no one challenges them. Has there been any discussion, especially after you now read the 210 law, knowing the NDAA is coming right up behind it, section 1031, 1032, and 36? Is the county, in your law officer capacity, thought with the county to protect the citizens of the county, to challenge that federal law?
Isn't that why you elected me?
Was there a plan to do that? Because my thing would be, my thought is, the bond case this year, this summer, the Supreme Court said that through the 10th Amendment, the citizen has the right to challenge the federal law.
Correct.
And so we have two venues now that the organized government can move against this and challenge, and the people can move. And I'm hoping that people do step up. But I was wondering, has there been any talk because of the severity of what you're seeing now, of the threat of this thing to the people, the safety of the people, moving a challenge against that law?
Nobody's talking about doing just that. No, and I'll come back to that.
Okay.
You're all familiar with the bond case? It was a 10th Amendment challenge. Okay, you all know about it. Okay, so I need to go into it. I want to share this with you. There was just a case up in Douglas County. It was an 83-year-old gentleman. I believe he's physically challenged. They wanted him to file $4,000 for a bond and write up a new plan of operation. It wasn't working fast enough. So the head ranger up there turned it over to law enforcement. Law enforcement went in. Not only did they disassemble his building, they burned it.
Yeah.
Plus they took, I believe, some equipment. He challenged it, and the court stood for him, and it was a matter of violating due process of law. Now, having said that, some of you may know a guy named Eugene Pringle. He's up in Myrtle Creek. I'll get his address for you. This guy's a brilliant individual. He truly is. He's not an attorney, but he said that he would be willing to help anybody file that kind of a suit at the federal court over here in Medford, which is a Class 3, I think it's titled Class 3 judge. Title 3 judge. So he can hear these cases. My understanding is he is sympathetic to people that have violated this way. So what I'm suggesting to you, if your due process has been violated, what I need is a signed complaint explaining all this. He is willing to come up with a boilerplate, if you would. You're going to have to fill in all the details, but that will get you to file in this federal court. My belief is this: the game they're playing is to overwhelm you.
Yes.
The game we need to play is the same game, so we need to overwhelm the federal court with these claims. Now, Hal, I believe what I heard, in fact, I got two cases, Hal and Dave Evers. I brought those with me. My plan is to contact U.S. Forest Service and find out what the hell they're doing. If I'm correct, they came in and they filled in your claim.
The last attack, yeah.
Okay, so here we go.
Two work areas.
Okay, here we go. I think we got a class